And today we're going to be doing a story time on my mom finding out, or how she found out I was pregnant and stuff like that. I don't have Baby Bear with me today because he's in my grandma's house. Thank God. Thank you, grandma. Giving me a little break. Oh, y'all, don't mind my nail. This nail broke underneath and I'm scared to take it off by myself. So on Friday, which is on Friday, I'm gonna go to the nail salon and I'm gonna get my nails done. Don't do me. But yeah, we're gonna do this. We're gonna jump right into the video. But first, I wanted to show you guys something. Let me go get it, because how did I forget? You guys know that Baby Bear has a little business. He sells like designer inspired shoes. These is his new business cards. You guys need to support. Our information is on the back. Let me give it. Pause this and screenshot that and go support my little baby, because why not? But yes, he sells designer inspired shoes. I'm about to show you like a pair that he does sell. For example, look, these are the little crochet easy slide. Something spilled on this one. I'm not selling this one, but this crochet easy slide. Crochet Yeezy sneaker. Here is a Yeezy slide for the kids. We have more for the adults coming in. I have pink, red, tan, blue, and purple coming in. I'll do a video on that so you guys can see. Here is another slide that we have, and then we have a lot. But yeah, that's Baby Bear's business. His Instagram name is @BearSoOut. I'll put it down below, and it's gonna be in the description. Please shop with my baby. Support us, period, because why not? He's gonna be 2 years old in a couple months. In 3 months, my little baby is gonna be 2 years old. Like, who's like what? Get with him. But yeah, make sure you guys support my little baby, and we're gonna jump right into the video. My mom had made me an OBGYN appointment or whatever. She just made it for me so I can get on birth control, because I think she noticed I was gaining weight or something. So they had came for my OBGYN appointment or whatever. Mind you guys, this is all in 2019. So if I'm taking time to think about it, this was 2 years ago. So I really I remember the main parts, but some stuff I don't remember. But yeah, so she took me the day of the OBGYN appointment came or whatever. So I went, and she was going to put me on birth control on Depo. So my doctor came in or whatever, and they had, they had made me pee in a cup or whatever. So I'm like, dang, she's just going to find out today I'm pregnant. She's just going to find out, because I wasn't telling her. I'm sorry. I hid my pregnancy for 4 months. Like... I'm not going to say I'm the best at it, because my friend hid hers for the whole 9 months, but I hid mine for 4 months, so you know. So yeah, I peed in a cup or whatever. Then the gynecologist told me to lay down on a little bed. You know, you got to lay down on the bed so they can do the little, what's that called? The pets? I don't know. They had to do something or whatever with the little cotton. Yeah, so yeah, they told me to lay down on the bed, and then the lady, one of the other, mind you, it was 2 of them in there with me. So one of the other ladies had pushed down on my stomach for her, me knowing I'm pregnant. I'm like, she about to kill my baby. Like, what is you doing? I was so mad. I was mad at my mom for the whole week. But yeah. So she pushed down on my stomach, whatever, while the other lady checking down there, whatever, to see if everything good. So they all say everything good. She pressed down on my stomach. I'm like, what is you doing? Like, I was mad. I was giving them an attitude after that, because why you just pressed down on my stomach like that? I mean, she knew. I mean, she didn't know that I was pregnant. I knew. But it's like... So yeah, I was mad after that. They told me everything was good. Then my little doctor's appointment was over or whatever, right? So I had an attitude. My mom was noticing my attitude. So then she was like... She was on the phone with her friend, my titi. She was on the phone with titi. And she was like, she's like, she said something. She said something along the lines, I don't know, she had an attitude all day. She better not be pregnant. So I'm in the back like... Mind you, I was so mad at my mom after that. I don't know how I forgot to mention, but I forgot to tell y'all that after I left my OBGYN appointment and I peed in a cup and stuff, they didn't know I was pregnant either the whole time. So this was a secret from them too, because they didn't test me for pregnancy at all, like no way at all. They only checked me for like STDs, HIV, UTI, yeast infection. They only checked me for all that, and everything came back clear, negative, and all that. So I was just good. But yeah, they didn't check me for pregnancy. And after my mom found out I was pregnant, she had called my OBGYN and was like, well, why you ain't tell me she pregnant? And I'm her mom. Mind you, they didn't know the whole time. So yeah, I forgot to mention it. I'm sorry. So at the appointment we had went to ShopRite or whatever, and I was so mad at my mom. I had bought all my own snacks. Like, literally, I brought mad snacks. You know I brought the buffalo flavored pretzels, some hot Cheetos, sodas, like a little case of sodas. I was so mad. I brought my own stuff, and I brought a pack of cookies. Because I'm like, I'm about to just start doing everything on my own now. Like, I just, like, after I went to the OBGYN, I was so mad. I just started doing stuff on my own. Like, something I wouldn't normally do. Because if my mom food shopping, I'm saving my money. I'm not buying nothing. She going food shopping, I'm just eating the snacks. No, I bought everything on my own. So, after we left ShopRite, we went to my titi house in the city. So, we there, and my titi was like, Hassie, if you pregnant, you can tell me. You know I ain't going to tell her. And I'm like, I'm not telling nobody. But I didn't say it to my titi, but I'm giving her like, yeah, I know. I'm not pregnant. I'm just telling everybody I'm not pregnant because I'm not pregnant. Leave me alone. If I say I'm not pregnant, then I'm not pregnant. So, yeah, I'm telling my titi like, she lying. She making stuff up. But my mom still was noticing my attitude, whatever. So later that day, I just had an emotional breakdown because she just kept saying, you better not be pregnant. You better not be pregnant. You better not be pregnant. And she just kept saying it. So it made me just, if you know me, you know I'm really sensitive. So I cry over anything. So imagine her just keep saying that. Just keep saying it. Keep saying it. I start crying. So I had called my son's dad and I had told him what happened. He's like, oh, I think you should tell him. So I just hung up on him and snapped on him because what you mean you should just tell her? No. Come on. Get with it or get lost. But yeah. So I called him or whatever. He made me mad. I hung up on him. So I had called his mom or whatever. And I'm telling his mom what's going on, what had happened and stuff. So she was like, do you want me to tell her? I'm like, yeah, you tell her. So I'm like, yeah, you tell her. So it would be easier on me. Because I don't have to be around my mom. When you tell her, I'm not going to be around her or whatever. So yeah. But after I got off the phone with my son's grandma on his dad's side, she didn't call my mom until a little later that night. So when I got off the phone with her, well, before I got off the phone with her, I was like, don't tell her until this time because I know I was going to be with my mom around that time or whatever. So she didn't call or whatever. She didn't call around the time she didn't call around until time I told her night to, and I was so happy because I didn't want to be with my mom when she found out. So after I started crying and stuff, like an hour later, I had went to my grandma's house, just still in the city. I had went to my grandma's house or whatever, and the time had came or whatever. Like the time that I told my son's grandma to call, the time had came, but she never called because she was asleep. She had fell asleep or whatever. So I didn't know she was asleep at the time. So I'm sitting in the house. I'm anxious. I'm like, oh my God, my mom about to come here. I hid myself in the room in my grandma's room. I went upstairs and I locked myself in the room. I'm so scared. But then my titi had came over or whatever. She had came to my grandma's house and she's sitting there. We talking, chopping it up. Not about me being pregnant. And we just talking about little stuff. And me and my grandma too. We all just talking about little stuff or whatever. And I'm just chilling or whatever. So the whole time I'm at my grandma's house, I'm just scared. I keep crying. I'm like, my anxiety was gripping me. Like, I was so scared. Every time somebody called my phone, I jumped. Like, every time somebody called my grandma's phone, like, my heart dropped. I would go to the door of her room, or if she was downstairs, I'll go sneak on the steps, and I'll just try to listen to what she's talking about. Guys, the time finally came, right? Let me say, so it's my aunt in the room with me, or whatever, we talking, and then my grandma is in her room, or whatever. She's in her room. My mom, she's not there. Oh, my little sister was there, too. She's in the room with me and my titi. So, we in the room, or whatever, and... and my grandma get a call or whatever. And she's like, she's what? Y'all. Me and my aunt was dead in a deep conversation, right? She was like, she's what? I stopped talking to my aunt. Like, I jumped. I jumped up off the bed. I went to the, like, I walked to the door to see. I'm like, what she talking about? I was so scared. So then, hold on. My grandma came in the room or whatever to me and my sister. She was like, so you know my house was pregnant? You know my house was pregnant or whatever? She was like, you pregnant, I see? I'm looking at my aunt like. So then, after I started standing, while I'm standing, my aunt, my son's grandma had called me or whatever. So she called me. I answered. She was like, "Hi, Sam. I'm just calling you to let you know that I just told your mom." So I'm like, "So what you say?" she was like, she was like, "Nothing. I just told her that you." No, honestly, I forgot what she said, but I know she told my mom, me and my baby father. She said his name. She was like, they made a baby. But I don't know everything that happened after that or before that, but I remember her saying that part. So that's the only part I remember from that. So I'm like, okay, like I'm trying to fish. I'm like, what would she say? Like, was she mad or whatever? But I don't remember if she told me my mom was mad or not. I'm not sure, so I'm not going to say she was, and I don't know. I don't remember. So I had to ask her, but I know she did told her. So she came through. She told her whatever. She took that part off of me. Woo! I was so scared. But so I didn't know my mom was gonna come back to my grandma's house. So I'm on the phone with my son's mom. I mean my son's grandma. So I'm still on the phone with her. I'm trying to keep her on the phone with me because my grandma kept trying to talk to me. My aunt trying to talk to me, and then while I'm ignoring them, my grandma was like, "Your mom on her way here now." I'm like, oh my god. So I'm on the phone with my son's grandma. I'm just trying to keep her on the phone, just trying to stall her to stay on the phone with me. I'm like, please don't hang up, please don't hang up. My mom then like 15-20 minutes later, my mom finally got back to the house or whatever. So she got back to my grandma's house and she had came upstairs into the room I was in. Cause if you know me, you know me in the house, then you know her running the kids room. So I'm in the kids room. So my mom come in there. First thing she said, you know you're not keeping it, right? So then I had an attitude again. I'm just like, stop talking to me. And I'm still on the phone with my son's grandma or whatever. So I'm trying to talk to my son's grandma, get my mom, like try to block my mama because she talking to me on the phone. We literally like this. I'm not paying her no mind. I'm just talking on the phone like she was getting on my nerves. So then my son's grandma, my son's grandma, we finally got off the phone from each other. I was so mad. We was literally on the phone for like 40 minutes straight. Like, I was not trying to let her get off the phone for nothing. If she, like, you know how when somebody trying to get off the phone with you and they be like, yeah, well, I'm like, I'm trying to talk about this topic. No, don't hang up this phone with me. Like, I need you the most right now. So yeah, she came through, whatever. But we finally had to hang up or whatever. So I had stayed over at my grandma's house because they found out around 9 o'clock at night or whatever. It was like 8, 9. So I was staying over my grandma's house. My mom went home. And my mom, she stayed over my grandma's house too, actually. Yeah, she did stay over my grandma's house too that night. So we was just laying in my grandma's bed and she was like, you know you're not, she just kept saying, you know you're not keeping it right. So I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm just like, okay, whatever. So she had set me up an abortion appointment for 2 days later. So the next day, from when everybody found out, I had went home so I can pack my clothes and stuff to go to the abortion clinic in Cherry Hill. So I had packed my clothes, whatever. Mind you, while all of this is going on, my room setup was not like this at all. So we had my bed was thrown out. I didn't have no dressers. Everything in my room was not here. Well, this was still here. I had this since I moved here. And then my little bookshelf right there, I had it. None of this was in here. So when I did come home and I did pack the clothes, the little bit of clothes that I packed or whatever, to go to the, well, I didn't even pack clothes for, I'm lying. I just packed my outfit for the next day. I'm saying clothes like I packed the whole bag. But yeah, I did pack. I didn't pack, but I just got it out or whatever. And then I packed that extra outfit just in case I was going to stay in my house in Philly because my aunt live 15 minutes away from Cherry Hills instead of me driving all the way up there. Because it was going to have to, if I did go through with the abortion, it was going to have to be a 2-day procedure or whatever. The first day they was going to do all this stuff. Then the next day was going to be the procedure to get the baby out of me. So before anybody finding out I was pregnant or whatever, I didn't go to no doctor's appointments or nothing. I didn't make me a doctor's appointment or nothing, because in my mind I'm thinking if I go to the doctor's appointment to give me ultrasounds, blood work and all that, I'm thinking my mom would find out through letters and stuff. So listen, don't judge me, but I was being real dumb. So I was looking up on YouTube everything they did, or everything the ultrasound people, everything they did at the ultrasound visits, and all the advice they was giving, and the OBGYNs and stuff like that. I was just looking on YouTube, getting their advice from other people. Giving the advice they gave to other people. I was taking it in for myself. Not gonna lie. I know that was a dummy move, but I made sure. Oh, I had went to ShopRite and I had brought me my own prenatal pills. So yeah, so I wasn't missing out on the prenatals, but yeah. And then my son's auntie, my son's titi on his dad's side, his dad's sister, had gave me her prenatal pills too. So I was straight on the prenatals. I didn't need them. But anyway, so yeah, I'm inside the abortion place. I had to fill out all these papers, giving them my consent and stuff. I'm looking around, and it was me and this other girl. We was both crying. I'm looking at her. I'm like, girl, like, you okay? But I'm just sitting there. I'm crying. I'm just bawling. So when I'm at the abortion place or whatever, one of the ladies from the clinic had called me back or whatever, because I had to get my first ultrasound. So they gave me the ultrasound, and I seen Saji on the little computer, and I'm like, oh my god, that's my baby. He had my hair and everything. I'm like, that's my baby. So I had got the ultrasound and stuff, and she had did some blood work on me. She needed to take some blood from me for something. I'm not sure what it was, but she had took some blood from me. So after that was over, I had to go back inside the waiting room, the main room or whatever, where all the girls was, and I had to wait until they called my name again. Yeah, so like 20-30 minutes passed or whatever, and they had called me back so I can do the counselor had to talk to me to see if I was in a right mind space or whatever. So when I walked back there, she was like, how you doing today? Are you okay? Da, da, da. And she see me crying, like I couldn't talk. I had snot. I'm like, like if you know me and you see me cry before, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm like I'm just bawling, the snot coming down, eyes red, puffy, like I'm just, bruh, it was not the time or the place. But she was like, how you feeling today? Da, 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 all that. And then she looked at me and was like, I can't approve you to get this abortion. And she was like, I know you want to keep your baby, so I can't do this for you. She was like, I'm sorry. And then she asked me if I was being forced to do it. I'm like, no, I'm not being forced. I wouldn't say I was being forced to do it because I didn't go through with it. Like, so I wouldn't say I was forced to do it, but she was like, honey, you're being forced. And I'm like, no, I'm not being forced, whatever. And then she asked me how Saji dad felt about it or whatever, Bear dad. I'm like, he's with whatever I'm with. Like, if I go through it, he's not gonna be mad, but if I keep it, he's gonna be happy that I kept the baby or whatever. So, yeah, she's like, I can't give you this abortion, da, da, da. So she went out, she walked to the main room, the little waiting room, and got my aunt and called my aunt back there or whatever. So when she called my aunt back there, my aunt knew something up. So she came there smirking at me, and I smirked back like, if you know, then you know. If you know, you gotta look at me a certain way. And I just was like I did something sneaky. So the counselor was like to my aunt, we're not going through this abortion today. She's being forced to do this. I can't approve her. It's just not good for her. She texted my whole time. My aunt texted my mom. I didn't know nothing about it. So it was time for us to leave the clinic, and we had walked outside because it was a way to go out, and I don't know, it was 2 doors. So where I went out, my mom didn't go out. So my mom went out where we came in from, and then I was on the whole other side of the building. So I had went out on the whole other side of the building. I don't know. You had to be there to know what I'm talking about. So, so yeah, we all walk outside. My mom was like, give me that phone. I'm like, okay. So I gave her my phone or whatever. And I'm just mad because my aunt paid for my phone to get fixed, girl. You didn't pay for my phone to get fixed, so why you taking my phone? I was just so mad. And then my mom was being kind of mean. Like, I knew she was mad. Like, you can just tell off the energy she was giving or whatever. So I had went to my aunt's house in Philly. She took me to Dunkin' Donuts, and she was just talking to me, like, trying to, like, give me advice for me to come back home. And on our way from Philly to back to Jersey or whatever, it was gonna be an hour ride. So on our way back, my goddad had called me, and this is the last time I talked to my goddad too. I don't know if he mad at me because I kept the baby or what, but I don't care. But yeah, he called me and he was like, "Mahasi, you're pregnant." And I'm like, yeah. He was like, "You keeping it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna keep it." And he was just like, "Hasi, you really pregnant?" And he just kept asking me and kept asking me. I'm like, "Yes." Like, what the heck? But yeah, he just kept asking me if I was pregnant. I'm like, "Boy, I'm sorry." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm pregnant." Like, but yeah. So I'm sorry, Love and Hip Hop one. But yeah, so me and my guy there on the phone, he just keep asking me the same question, same question. I'm getting irked. I called my aunt and stuff. It was just a lot going on. So I went by, we driving or whatever. We finally get to Egg Harbor City. So I sat in the car because I already knew my mom was going to be mad. I already knew. So my aunt went in there and she was trying to talk to my mom. Mind you, I can hear my mom screaming because she's so loud. I heard her yelling out the door. She was like, she can't stay here or something. She didn't want me in the house or whatever. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to just go to my baby dad's house. Then she talking about she was going to call the cops or something. I don't know. She said something. I'm like, okay. If you know my mom, you know she crazy. So I didn't really pay anything she said no mom. But I'm like, to avoid drama in baby dad's house, I'm just going to go with my aunt. I'm going to go to my aunt's house or whatever. That's to me. And I just stayed in my aunt's house for a couple of days to let my mom cool down. I stayed in my house for like a week. And I went to my baby dad's house a few times to chill with him. He made me feel better. My aunt made me feel better. My cousins, my grandma on my dad's side, where Saji is at now, my grandma, she made me feel so much better. And I just felt like I had this all the support I needed. My grandma was still my grandma on my mom's side, who house I was at when she found out, she was still a little mad. My mom was mad as hell. So I was just waiting for them to come around because I had my mind set on what I wanted to do. So I'm just waiting for y'all to come around. I'm not even gonna stress it. So yeah, I was just waiting for them to come around. If they was gonna come around, cool. If they didn't, cool. I really didn't care. As long as I kept my baby and I was happy, then that's all that mattered, whatever. So my mom finally came around. I gave her like a week cool off. She came around. And after that, everybody accepted that I had my mind set on keeping the baby. And 4 months later, I had my little baby. And that's that. But all I'm trying to say is, don't be a dummy like me. Don't hide your pregnancy, like, from your family, because they are here to help you, whether if they're gonna be mad or not. But you should tell somebody just in case something do go wrong, whatever. Don't hide your pregnancy. And if you need somebody to talk to, I'm here to talk to, because how my family reacted, I know a lot of people's family will react, and you're not alone because I went through it. So it's like, that's the story time on how my mom found out I was pregnant. I hope you guys like this video. Follow all our social media accounts. We're gonna follow back. Make sure to subscribe to Bear's page. I'm gonna show you these cards once again because these fire. Oh, hold on. Let me see if y'all really watching this video. Let me see something. Screenshot this and post it, and so I can see if y'all really supporting me and my babies and watching all our videos thoroughly. But yeah, that's all that's it to the story. And I hope you guys enjoyed this story, and I hope some of you guys take from this story, if you are pregnant, not hide your pregnancy, get everything out the way, and you'll feel better about yourself. You'll feel better about you keeping a baby. No matter if you're young or old, God does everything for a reason, and if he didn't want you to be pregnant, you wouldn't be pregnant right now. So get it out the way. And if you need somebody to talk to, you can write me on Snapchat. You could DM me on Facebook. Inbox me on Facebook, or and DM me on Instagram. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for our next video. I don't know what it's going to be, but just stay tuned for our next video. We love you guys.